Hey folks, good afternoon, good people. And welcome to the Daily Brexit. Reporting from Euro Disneyland for Infowars.com. I'm Olly Connelly. Thanks for turning up. And now, pedo cops. Ex-CID whistleblower Jon Wedger is with me to blow the lid on how the British police cover up child abuse, from child rape gangs to VIP paedophilia. Ignoring the victims, protecting the political establishment and debasing democracy. This is a global issue. Today, we consider the UK angle. Jon Wedger, sir, thank you very much indeed for popping on the show. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
I wanted to start, if you would just please explain to us, what was your experience? Because you tried to bring many cases of victim abuse to light. And as I understand it, there was a massive cover-up, and you personally were attacked to try to thwart your investigation.
Yeah, I'd exposed, whilst working as a detective on Vice in London, I'd exposed a child prostitution racket going on involving children from the ages of 9 to 14 that were being pimped out. And when I brought it to the attention of the upper echelons of my unit, I was aggressively threatened and bullied. And I was threatened with the loss of my job, my children and my home if ever I mentioned a word of what I'd exposed. And I was told that it will not ever get out because it will F the police, past, present and future. I'll be thrown to the walls, and I had no idea of who or what I was dealing with.
Why would anybody want to cover up an investigation so crucial to protecting kids?
Well, it's unbelievable. I mean, that's one thing I still struggle with to this day. But I was subsequent to find out that it wasn't just me. I, at the time, thought I was the only one that had ever been treated in this way for exposing such vile criminality, but I was wrong. There was other police officers, mainly detectives, ones that are dealing with child prostitution up and down, the UK, who themselves had been bullied and threatened in an identical fashion for exposing identical crimes.
You were actually bullied by the top cop pretty much in the UK now, Cressida Dick, for example, Commissioner of the Metropolitan Police.
Well, she wasn't the one who threatened me. The one who did is very high up, and I cannot name the person due to legal restraints at the moment. But all I would say is that she was fully aware of what was going on. Yet I failed to see any positive results of what she's done about it.
And not just you, sir. This is unfortunately a story that we're hearing from other cops as well. For example, Mike Veal, top cop for Wiltshire Police, set up Operation Conifer, investigating the allegations of paedophilia by former Prime Minister Ted Heath. Ted Heath, of course, was the guy that took us into the EEC that has since become the EU. And it begs the question, was he being blackmailed? Now, Mike Veal was on camera, on the news, stating, I remember it very well, that he was 120% sure that Ted Heath was a paedophile, Wiltshire's top cop. And for example, in the Express here, it says former Prime Minister Sir Edward Heath was 120% sure a genuine paedophile, according to a police chief investigating the sex allegations against it. Okay, so he also was shut down, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Mike has joined our forum of police whistleblowers, and Mike actually contacted me, and after he'd exposed Ted Heath, not just for being involved in sex with children, but also into satanic ritual abuse. Mm-hmm. And he turned around to me and said, what am I to expect, John? And I said, Mike, they will do to you, despite your rank, what they've done to all of us, they will come for you. And they did, and they really went out their way to not only discredit, but destroy this man. And I must say, a very, very brave man. And he has broken the mould because of his seniority. Now, my attack came from people of his rank. His attack came from like the House of Lords and of that ilk.
Right. Some people will be aware of the documentary Three Girls, which chronicles the experience of just three of the something in the region of 2,100 cases of child rape victims, serial rape. These kids were being pimped out by child rape gangs. Some people will be aware of this documentary. It's an incredible documentary. It's also quite difficult to watch. You will cry, I have to tell you. But the lady that was in charge of this investigation, Maggie Oliver, another one, they just didn't want to know, did they? The Manchester police in this case did not want to know.
Well, I mean, Maggie sort of has worked with me right from the beginning, and she's the first whistleblower that I came across. And again, her story is almost 100% identical to mine. And, you know, they attacked her in the same way they did with me, and they try and imprison you. And Maggie had to go home and tell her children that mummy might be going to prison. And this is what, and I must say, these vile pigs, this is what they do. And this is so wrong. All we are doing is standing up for what is morally right. We are going with our oath, in fact, that we are working without fear or without favour. And we are protecting the most vulnerable members of our society, the children. Yet for some reason, the British establishment does not want us to do it.
And Manchester Constabulary's top cop there, Tony Lloyd, has since, having covered that up, frankly, having covered up the grooming gangs that were going on, and not just in Rochdale, in that constabulary either, he's now an MP, been parachuted into, actually, ironically, the seat that Cyril Smith MP used to have, a known paedophile. What do you? What's your reaction to Tony Lloyd having become an MP, now being a lawmaker in the UK?
Well, it's just amazing. It's not just him. It's also these MPs that do crop up in these child abuse scandals. Where is the vetting process? I mean, a lot of these fellas and women that have been named as having a liking for children, you know, they have cropped up time and time again, and it's been a bit of an open secret what they're up to. Yet there should, if the police, as an officer, if I'm to deal with something that's incredibly sensitive, I am then subjected to the most strenuous vetting process. There just doesn't seem to be any vetting process with these people at all. And whereas we, the whistleblowers, get attacked and pushed under, those that we report on get promoted. And you see this time and time again. And what I will say about the Manchester scandal is that when the BBC bravely pull out that brilliant drama, the GMP,
well, even a clock is right twice a day, or a stopped clock is right twice a day. I mean, they covered up Savile, but carry on.
Yeah, but what the Greater Manchester Police, they wrote to the BBC and claiming that they were the victims, stating, "Don't you think we've suffered enough? Please do not put that drama out." So they do not want any of this exposed.
Incredible. And we could go into Jimmy Savile and his links with Louis Mountbatten and Prince Philip and Prince Charles. We could go on into the media collusion and the cover-up there, but we are kind of out of time. But I want to say, Jon Wedger, you are a true British hero, sir. I'm really, really very honoured to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed for coming on the show.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure, Ollie. Thank you very much for having me.
God bless you. You've been tuned into the Daily Brexit here on Infowars.com. I'm Olly Connelly. Thanks for turning up. And here's to us and bugger plutocracy, yeah?